What's going on YouTube? It's your boy LexThomas21 back here with another quick movie. I don't want to say it's quick because this review is going to be kind of long. We're doing the very first Spider-Man starring Tobey Maguire, Kirsten Dunst, James Franco, Willem Dafoe, and yeah, I'm sitting here with my two pals, my boy Prince Assassin, SZP, that's how you say it?
Yeah,
and my boy Road Gamer 444, my brother Marquise.
What's up?
And we're giving you a quick review of Spider-Man, and what do you guys say? I freaking loved it.
It's the thing that started really big superhero movies instead of like X-Men and everything, but this is
X-Men
like that.
and Spider-Man.
It's
yeah.
like it's a big thing that started it, you know?
Yeah, because Blade was really big, but I think X-Men was really
Blade
starting.
was around that time.
Blade was. I would count Blade as the very first Marvel success. Well, it wasn't really a success, but Spider-Man was the biggest one because it was the first one to hit over $100 million first opening weekend. It had the record for the most higher opening weekend.
Fun fact.
Exactly.
Yeah,
it was
I
the
didn't know
biggest
that
one.
either.
Wow.
It holds up.
Absolutely. It feels like it's timeless.
The one thing I have to say is that I said earlier, the score is amazing. Danny Elfman did an amazing job on the score. I absolutely love that. People say have a problem with that. It's not hummable. Like it's not like a Star Wars, like a Superman thing.
I can hum it, like you know,
Right. Yeah.
I can hum it. It's like a score I would listen to, you know, like driving down and on,
Right.
like driving. Like I would listen to more like a Star Wars themed or.
Right.
Like I
Or
was
Superman.
more Superman themed and everything.
I feel like the movie was ripped right out of the comic books. Like they did an amazing job with the writing of this movie and the filming. I mean, I love how innocent it is. You know, it doesn't connect to anything. It doesn't have to attend to certain fanboys or anything like that. Like the company,
Exactly.
Sony was very giving with the material that they let them do with the movie.
Yeah, this was where this wasn't nothing connected to like the Avengers. Everyone was like a solo movie. Like this is when Daredevil was out.
Yeah.
Nothing was connected to anything else. Everything was a separate.
They
thing.
wanted it to be on its own, be able to
Right.
stand on its own before
Right.
it starts branching out and doing all these other things.
But I don't think they really wanted to take that risk though. Like I think they wanted to start with one Spider-Man because it was a known thing.
Did X2 come out by this time?
X2 came out
2003.
2003. It came out
2003,
the
right
following
after.
year.
All right.
So-
X-Men came out, and then it was Spider-Man. Blade, probably the second one.
Blade 2 came out the exact same year as this. It came out
Yeah.
2002.
Yeah.
Some people prefer the second Blade
Yeah,
over the first.
I
Blade.
do.
Like
I
me,
do
prefer
too.
it as
Yeah,
well.
it's way better than the first one.
But let's get into the cast. What do you guys think of the casting?
Loved it.
I
loved
loved everything about the cast, like everything down to the last detail. I mean, Aunt May was great. She was a great casting. I don't know her name actually, but
I think it's like Rosemary or something.
Rosemary.
Yeah,
she was
yeah,
great. I
Rosemary.
mean, I liked her so much.
The only thing I had about the well, I would say about the cast is that they did seem older than they were, like than they were supposed to be. Like they could have just put them in college instead of high school.
Yeah,
but
started them off in
yeah,
college.
but we all know Spider-Man. He is a high school student,
Right, he gets his
a high school hero basically. So
They never really disclosed what like grade he's actually in. We know he's in like what is it, 12th grade or whatever. But
Right.
I mean, they never really say something like that.
Until we find out when he graduates.
I mean, why are you a senior in high school still getting bullied?
Exactly.
back?
Yeah. That's why. See,
Wire. How do you guys feel about him as Peter Parker?
I loved it. To me, he's still the best Peter Parker until we got Tom Holland coming in. But to me, I related to him, but like, I don't know, he was very relatable, but I guess you could say he was kind of a sap a little bit. Like, he was crying a lot, but a lot of people gripe about stuff like that.
Stuff that he was crying about, though, it's an emotional thing. He just lost his
Uncle Ben died,
and everything like. I mean, that's a really big, powerful scene right there. I mean, you just watched. You had an argument with your uncle earlier in the day, and then later on in the day, you find him laying on the ground. Something that's apples with oranges. You wouldn't expect that to happen in your life, your day to day. That's why I say he's not that bad. I mean, I love Tobey Maguire. I compare him to Andrew Garfield. I think he was better. People like griped about him not joking a lot.
Exactly.
And that's something that he did a lot of. Now that I watch it back in the day, I didn't really notice it at all. But now he really did joke a lot. And exactly like how the TV show, the 1990 series TV show, with that, you know, him joking
around. Yeah, it seemed like the cartoon did it right, but I think the movie had to take it to a more realistic tone as well.
Yeah.
Whereas like, you know, you can't be an asshole, you know, while you're trying to fight bad guys as well. You gotta try to do the right thing as well and be a good person too. So,
he really didn't like do any type of hardcore moves or anything like that. He was real fun with it. And that's what really made me happy. And then Green Goblin as a villain, like
Willem Dafoe did an amazing job as Green Goblin. When you talk about perfect casting, I think no one else can play that role like him. There's a certain scene where he's like finding out that it's him doing all the bad things the entire time, talking to himself in the mirror. It had a Gollum like feel to it, like it had that exact same feel. I loved it. I absolutely loved it. Everyone else did a spectacular job. A lot of people gripe that Kristen Dunst was a terrible choice to be MJ. But in this movie alone, I loved her as Mary Jane.
I think as the trilogy
films
went
go
on,
on,
you
yeah,
start to see like, she's kind of whiny. She's arguing about
Especially
things
the
that
third
she,
one, but we'll get to that later. Oh my god. Let's talk about some flaws. We talked about everything in life, but is there any flaws that you could see within this film?
I never actually thought about it bad. Okay, hold
on. I know what y'all being big Spider-Man fans, so I got y'all on here.
I would say the time frame of the film, like
the way the story
it kept going on because, like, first off, we start off in the film. He's a regular, like, if he's a 12th grader, or because we don't know if he's actual 12th grader in that time frame, because then it just jumps straight to him graduating, and then him and Harry has an apartment. Then he's also
that is a big step, though.
He was in college because he talked about Dr. Connors.
Like in this movie?
Yeah, he said Dr. Connors fired him for doing something.
So
he was in school.
Jumping. So
you see Harry doing schoolwork, and they graduated already.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so they did do a lot of time jumps without explaining some of the major plot points.
Because we didn't even know that. For one, we already know that the reason why Harry wasn't Peter didn't know they were together because they didn't say anything. Yeah. But we didn't know they had an apartment. We didn't know they was already in school. They really didn't explain certain things. I understand that's probably is a flaw.
One thing I didn't like was Mary Jane jumping back and forth from Peter and Harry at the beginning of the movie.
But isn't that the way the comic is too? She doesn't get around like that.
I think that's how it was.
Well, I mean, of course, you were dating a lot, seeing people, but I mean, I felt like she was really into Harry until that one scene with her father or Harry's father going in on Mary Jane. I mean, that's the only scene that you would see a fight, but that's not a huge fight that you would like break up with somebody with. Right. And then at the end of by the end of the movie, say, "I love you, Peter." I mean, of course, we don't know what time frame this was in. It all went so fast, and that's another point to what he said, another testament to how the movie was set up, but. I didn't like the look of Green Goblin.
Yeah, that's why I was gonna get to that. That's my biggest fault, the way the Green Goblin looks. And a lot of people say he looked like a Power Ranger. And yeah, he does look like a Power Ranger mixed in with one of Power Rangers villains. He does look like that.
Like from the neck down, the suit was fine to me. I didn't like the head, how it was pointy, and then you had the mouth always open. You didn't have to have that.
Because you could see the person inside the mask. When technically, like. It's supposed to be like a Spider-Man type mask where he puts it on like that.
Right, he could take it off at any time. Right. That's what I would have liked to see. I like the fact that it opened up, like his eyes could open.
Yeah, that's probably the best thing about the whole suit is that. Yeah. But everything else is, the writing is amazing. I love the writing. I think Sam Raimi did a perfect. He did what he was given. If you look at the camera work in this movie, you can tell he did a lot of.
And then the transitions from scene to scene, I loved it. It felt like a TV show, like I was watching an episodic thing happening with this Spider-Man.
You can definitely tell the guy who directed did a lot of low budget stuff, and it's like his big project, and he still used a lot of practical effects. Because let's talk about some of the fight sequences, how practical they are. Like,
oh my god!
Like the end fight with Green Goblin and Peter is so graphic.
I felt. You really felt the graphicness of that scene.
Like I think when Green, I know like it might have been special effects, but when he threw the little ball at hit Peter and it just like exploded. All you see is particles of his mask just fly off. He's like, that was like you don't see that anymore. It's just like
that's such a personal scene. And then the fight, like he was just beating Peter down, even though he knew he was Peter Parker, his son's best friend. Right. You're still gonna beat him that bad. Like that, he was trying to
Goblin kind of started taking.
It was the Goblin, but that's still like they should just maybe show some inner turmoil with him, like showing like, oh my god, this is my son's best friend. How could I do this? But I mean, that's like that's not most likely a nitpick. That's like, I think that is a problem with the movie. Well, with the Green Goblin character.
Was that like how it was in the comics a little bit, where they like he had like alternate egos, where he was like, I can't do this.
But the movie sped it up so fast that you really didn't get to see him fight within himself about that particular point.
If anything, he fell more into it. He didn't like try to fall back from it. He fell more into it. Even the scene when he was trying to convince Peter that he was like, I can't stop it. He was just making that was making that a way to kill him, because you see he hit the glider.
Peter had to bring up the fact that he tried to kill his own son before. That should have been brought up way before that happened. But I mean, if you guys had to choose out a favorite scene of the movie, like one scene that just really makes you remember this movie for how great it is, one scene, it's really great.
One scene.
One scene. Your favorite scene from the movie.
What's yours then?
Let's start with you first. I gotta think about that.
Gosh, I always thought you guys were gonna go, and then I could probably pick out my favorite scene after you guys.
I'll pick one. I mean, I will say the festival scene. That's probably my favorite scene out of everything. I mean, the way the camera work is, the way it's filmed. The dialogue between the characters, I think that's probably my favorite scene. It was because it's like the main sequence, you know, where Goblin first meets Spider-Man.
I've always loved the love aspect of Peter Parker's life, how he's battling within himself about how Mary Jane is and all this stuff going on. And it's like, I love the scene where he and Mary Jane are in the alleyway and he just saved her in the rain from that beat. Because that, I mean, if you know from how we are now in this day and age, what would have happened to her if Spider-Man was not there? I don't know if she would have got raped. I don't know what would have happened. I actually fear for her. I don't even think about it so graphic. But that scene to me, it showed how Spider-Man is. He's a guy that really, he's a neighborhood guy.
Yeah.
He comes in when you least expect him to. You don't think Spider-Man's going to be the one to save you. Like, they did this in The Amazing Spider-Man 2 with Electro. Like, there's so many people in this city, but you find the time to save
this
me.
one person,
Even though it was Mary Jane, and that's a major character, but still, think about it in a way like, it's so big, such a big city. He found the time to save her. That's my favorite scene, and it's so powerful, so emotional, and that you don't really get scenes like that where you have that connection to
the characters,
right? Like it's too strong, and that's me right there. I just
what you got, Marquise?
So powerful.
It had to be like, you know, like it had to be the scene where he just like realizes where you know, like I think it's like when Aunt May tells him something in his room and he picks up his old costume, but then looks at the drawing of his new costume. And he just like jumps straight into
the montage.
I'm like that right there. That reminds me. Everybody's like, this is not a man. This is something else. He was building a nest in the fort. I'm like, whoa, like, because it brings a smile to my face because it's like it's kind of showing like his major things that he was doing before. He takes on a bigger villain. Like he starts to take out the crime. The police either don't like him, or they just think he's something else. And then we get to see J. Jonah Jameson. Doing his thing, calling him a menace, saying, you know, being against Spider-Man because we all know deep down he loves Spider-Man. He's happy he's saving the world and, you know, New York and everything. But he has to keep this stern look on his face and his stern attitude because that's his character.
It's a good thing that you brought up J. Jonah Jameson. I was just about to say an honorable mention. The fact that when Green Goblin showed up at J. Jonah's doorstep, he's like, who takes the pictures of Spider-Man? The guy was sitting in the hall.
He didn't even give him up. He didn't give him up.
That's a real
He didn't give him up because he would do that in the TV show too. He would do that in the TV show.
He's so strong that he never give up your...
Shout out to J.K. Simmons for a great
if he comes back within this new franchise, I'll be happy. That's probably the casting I'll accept. Friend to come back and play his character.
That was amazing. The fact that he didn't give him up.
That is our review for Spider-Man. Let's give it a score. I give it a 9 out of 10. To me, it's a perfect movie. It's probably I can't even say my favorite Spider-Man because Spider-Man 2 overtops this movie. We'll get to that review soon. What do you guys score to give you guys?
I give it an 8 just because I'm taking off points because of the looks. I mean, looking is half the fun, you know, seeing the stuff from the comic books. Green Goblin suit, it's just, that's the only problem I have. So I'll give it an 8 out of 10.
I'm going to agree with you, 9. It's a great movie. I agree with you as well. The characters and some of the costume designs were like, not that good, but they were also great because it kind of fell back to the comics. Yeah. But overall, the story was great, score was great, writing was great, all that, you know.
By no means is 8 a bad score, you know.
It's still good, you know.
We still love it. That's a lot.
We still love it.
That's a lot to go.
I'm just, coming to terms.
Yeah.
So,
all right. It's your boy LexThomas21. These guys' YouTube links will be in the description of this video, so go ahead and check their channels out.
More videos coming up.
More videos, more vlogs, more reviews,
got
more
a couple
videos.
More reviews coming today.
We got more Spider-Man reviews probably coming today or within tomorrow, so hope you guys are ready for this. And I'm on this with you guys. Peace.